Welcome to Behind the Sidelines with Tatenda Gondo, the seeker of all things sports. The Mighty Warriors of Zimbabwe failed to progress to the second round of the Women's African Cup of Nations 2026 qualifiers. There's nothing so depressing and heartbreaking than watching a team that used to compete at the same level with African giants Banyana and sometimes even defeating or rather outclassing Zambia fail to defeat a country like Angola. On the other hand, the defeats are a great reminder of the strides that football FAs are making towards developing and growing the women's game. And in our case, since 2016, there's been nothing tangible to show when it comes to women's football development and growth. But what really went wrong then? The thing is, the Zimbabwe Football Association leadership at that point failed to build the momentum on the success of the women's national team after they qualified for the Rio Olympic Games and the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations. Thinking about the 2016 Rio Olympic Games and the Women's African Cup of Nations, it is very important for us to highlight the role that ACE's Youth Academy played towards the achievement to qualifying for the Olympics and our appearances at the African Women's Cup of Nations. ACE's Youth Academy has nurtured about 7 players who have played instrumental roles in the Mighty Warriors team. Therefore, it is actually pathetic to learn that no one from this academy was appointed in the Zimbabwe Football Association standing committees, sidelining an academy that has nurtured over 100 plus professional footballers is actually an insult to the works that the academy has made over the last 20 plus years. Back to Zimbabwe's performance and defeat to Angola. I hate to say this, but I warned Zimbabwe about this game, and I even highlighted how Angola had preparing for these qualifiers. Were our preparations for the qualifiers adequate? Both the NC and the newly elected FIFA board could have done better, particularly in relation to training facilities. A national team preparing for crucial qualifiers using a high school pitch to prepare for those qualifiers is very much unacceptable. Second, they knew about these qualifiers but never made an effort to arrange for any friendly games. I'll give you an example of Namibia, who do not have a FIFA World Cup certified stadium like us. They played Eswatini away, and ahead of their home game, they managed to play a friendly with TX Galaxy ladies. The technical team only had 4 members, a head coach, 1 assistant coach, a goalkeeper's coach, and a fitness trainer. Just maybe you should have added 2 assistant coach and a performance analyst in the Mighty Warriors technical team. What happened to 2 assistant coaches and at least a performance analyst? Treating the national teams the same goes far beyond the issue of salaries, but we're also talking about the teams having the same supporting staff. I'm not going to end this episode without talking about Lindiwe. You know what? I stopped taking the Mighty Warriors seriously the moment I saw that Lindiwe was part of 2015 starting 11. For the longest time, she has costed us a whole lot in the Mighty Warriors colors. So what does Zimbabwe's failure to qualify for the Women's African Cup of Nations 2026 means? It means we won't be heading to the FIFA Women's World Cup anytime soon, and most importantly, it means that certain players within the national team need to retire from international football. So now, what's next for the Zimbabwe senior women's football team? We have the Olympic qualifiers coming soon, and just maybe with the new FIFA executive, preparations will start earlier. First round of WAFCON 2026 qualifiers were to be sold to the highest bidder, just like the Zimbabwe Football Association elections. Just maybe the Mighty Warriors would have qualified to the second round. If you enjoy my content, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to follow me on all my social media handles. I've attached the link in the description bar.